And hello, 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 hello. Oh, I'm dumb. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a minute, honey, since I've come to you and said hey and carried on to see what's happening in your world and this, that, and the other. Honey, I am Demetrius Big Meach Taylor, baby, and this is another edition of the Donut Factory Chronicles and Commentaries, darling. So I want you to get all of your crumpets together, honey, because we're finna go to do some real tea and talk about some things up in here. I see you guys are coming up in here real cutely, real quickly, honey, and that's wonderful. I see a name I have not seen in such a long time, honey. Kiwan, hey, baby. What's going on? How are you? How are you? How are you? Thanks for joining me. I'm sure you got my girl with you, but she should be in the bed because she got to get up in the morning, honey, to be on TV. Corey, hey, what's going on to you? Derek, what's going on? How are you? Brianna, my daughter. Jerome, hey, baby, what's up? What's up? What's up? Juana is in. Kenneth is in. Hey, now, hey, what's your tea, children? Oh, yes, I'm here. It's been a minute since I have done a complete commentary and stuff with you. So we're going to get right into it, okay? I'm going to, wait a minute, let me put this down here in the comment section. For those of you who like to go, I hit something. I'm trying to, I'm going to put my website down here in the comments. www.dishingtea.com. You go there and find out everything you need to know about me. My oil line, Sensuality, which is my new fragrance line. Y'all know I create my own oils and things. And I just added 3 new scents. I got to put that up on the website. 3 new scents to the line. 2 of them going to my my Wakanda line. And I just made a scent called Killmonger. And I just made a scent called Jabari Tribe. And then the 3rd scent that I made is called Creamsicle. So I've got to put that on the website. But we got 3 new oils that we've added to the line and all of that. So go to my website for more information on all of that and how to order my books and et cetera, okay? So let's get into this, darling, because I know y'all have seen these damn videos, baby, floating around with the children, honey, orally copulating in the damn in the sanctuary. The children carrying on up here in the church house, okay? Now, let's get busy, okay? Because there's those 2 videos, and then we have a 3rd video that then came up with this child, honey. He's standing in the church house, and he done sit up there and pulled his pants down and exposed himself all at the front door of the church house and carrying on, you know? So, honeys, let's talk about that, and let me give you my little critique on it, what I believe is going on. I'm going to start here by saying that I did not read the Facebook post, but someone had sent me a link saying that with the 2 children who were orally copulating, you know, in the art of fellatio. That the light-skinned brother, who was the top, okay, the one being serviced, according to what this article is saying, that he did that on purpose. He made the video on purpose because the pastor of the church did not pay him for his drumming or whatever. I guess he's one of the church musicians and carrying on. Now, the one who was rendering the service, honey, and bobbing his head up and down, apparently is the pastor's son. And the link also said that, you know, they want us to pray for the pastor's son because the parents were upset with him and carrying on, and it was said that the boy is on suicide watch because he's embarrassed of this, that, and the other. Now, here we go. Okay? Here we go, because I know that I'm trying to position this right, because I want to make sure I got some good light and things of that nature. Is that gonna work? Is that gonna work? Is that gonna work? Damn it. Okay. Do I got it? Do I got it? No, I don't. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Let me do this. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it right. But in the meantime, I think that just did it. Did that do it? No, that did it. Okay. In the meantime, let's go here, because I really believe that there's a few things that's going on with this. Hello, everybody. Y'all know I did the hellos early, but I'm gonna come back to y'all who's all here and shout your names out and carry on in just a few moments. Let's go here, because I really believe that there's a few dynamics, and I said that already. I'm repeating myself. The first thing is the child, honey, who was sucking on the boy, honey. Number one, looking at him, he was a big boy. He's dark skinned. We can debate whether or not he's attractive or not. That there is subjective. But here's my thing with that. Okay. Looking at that, it's angelic, girl. She said there's a beam of light off of my head, like beaming off my head. Is it too bright? I believe that a lot of that is the child sitting up there. He's big, and we know I'm a part of the big boy community, honey, and LGBT culture. The big children, honey, we are not shown a lot of love, honey. Now, yeah, I know we got big boy pride. We got the Houston heavy hitters and things. We have, here in Atlanta, they got the big dogs and carrying on. So we have a number of social organizations that are empowering the man of size of LGBT orientation. However, looking at this particular child here, I don't believe that he has found his way yet, because for him to have agreed to let that boy videotape him, orally copulating him in the church, in the sanctuary, honey, says to me that, one, I won't say his self-esteem was low, but I'm going to say that he was cajoled into it, because, we do stuff. Now let's be real. When you get caught up in the moment of stuff and something just seems hot, you're trying to get away with something, you're doing something real dirty, and things of that nature, and you think you're going to get away with it, honey. In the moment, it was cute, okay? But if you look at the first video, wait a minute, I don't know which one came first. I'm going to say the first one that I saw was the boy was sitting down, and they were in the pews, and the top, I'm gonna go top and bottom. The top kept saying, yeah, look at us, you sucking my dick in your daddy's church, ain't you? And he kept trying to egg the boy to say yes, and the boy was giggling, he giggling and goo-gooing and carrying on, and he was trying not to, he kept his head down because he tried not to get in that camera. Okay, but then he started giggling and things and this, that, and the other, and then he finally started to say, yeah, because the guy got to say, hey, we in the church, ain't we? And then you see him taking the camera and waving the camera up to the pulpit, and you see the big cross in the back and carrying on. And so the top wanted to make sure that the children know, honey, we in the church, okay? Now here's the thing. I'm sure that somebody had the keys, okay, because they were the only two there. So I figured that they were probably there trying to clean up or whatever the case may be, and it all happened. Somebody just asked, there were two videos. Yes, there was two videos in that same church. Now, to me, it looked like it was two different people, because the second video looked like the child had a haircut. So I'm not sure if that video was done the same day, or if the boy had went and got a haircut and it was a different video, but it was recorded once before. Because I'm gonna tell you something, that's what I feel, that they have done this before. You know what I'm saying? So it's not nothing new. And for everybody who's getting all upset about it and carrying on. Everybody's like, oh, well, how can they sit up there? That's disrespectful to the church and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to tell y'all this, honey. We gonna just be real. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing disrespectful to the church, except for those of y'all who so hell-bent on making sure you understand that this is God's house and this is God's this and God's that. But ain't nobody said nothing when these pastors be fucking all these girls and all these damn babies coming up in here pregnant and carrying on. But what has happened is that now that everybody has a camera phone, and this, that, and the other, now we get to see this shit being acted out and recorded and carrying on. And like I said earlier, when you caught up in the moment, it seemed cute and it's hot because it helps to feed into the fantasy, especially when you think you're going to get her to bust a really good nut and carrying on. You think this is going to be that way. But this kind of shit has been going on forever. Forever in the sanctuary. Okay? Now, I know I've belonged to choirs where the choir, children, honey, would sit down there and they would take their pants off and they would wear short pants or whatever, real shorts and things, and, they would go down to their underwear because they had on boxer briefs and things so that it would look as if, they say that it was hot. You get hot in the robes and carrying on and this, that, and the other. I know girls who have taken off their blouses and stuff and would be up on, just in a bra only, in the choir stand and things. We know of all the salacious that goes on in the church, and we're not going to talk about what goes on in the pastor's office because you're going for counseling. How about over in their overflow, okay, and things, when in the dining hall and things of that nature. So we have a number of things that's going on, darling, here that has been going on forever and a day in the church. It's just that now the kids are videotaping it, and then because these kids are young, see, here's the other thing. Now, I'm 49, so if I sit up there and break out my videotape, it's because I want to, because I know what the stakes are and I know what I'm going to put out there. Yes, I got some salacious shit out there, okay, but I put it out there. I don't think I have anything that I don't know about, I don't believe that I do, because, hell, if I do, I didn't know that I was being recorded. But the stuff that is out there that I know about, yes, I did it. I have an X2 page and everything. So I know what's out there, okay? But at the same time, I put it out there because, there's some things about me that I enjoy. And, and in understanding myself being a sexual creature. I'm sorry I got caught up. Let me give you some of these comments because I see where we finna get ready to go. And I'm going to say this is going to be subjective. Tamika Jackson, you just said it's not new, but that is disrespectful no matter who it is, and it should never happen in God's house. Now, I'm going to challenge you on that. Because, see, here we have all of you do-gooders and all of you, and wait a minute, let me rephrase that because I don't want to seem like I'm attacking y'all. What I'm going to say is this. Those of you who are traditional believers that the house of God is the house of God and carrying on, honey, I'm going to challenge that because back in the day, and I'm sure you guys know this and carrying on, honey, everything was the church. Everything happened in the church. As a matter of fact, it used to be where on the altar, honey, folks used to have sex at the altar because that was supposed to be them communing with God to have children, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, everybody would say that's disrespectful to the Lord's house. Honey, they were, if you're going to teach in all ways, consider Christ and put Christ there and carry on and all of this, honey, they were there and they were doing it holy, honey. They were right there in the church. They can't get no closer to God than that. Okay? Now, that's just my take on it. But I am an evolved person from all of that spirituality and all that church stuff. From the way it's taught, because the traditional things that carry on, I don't believe it the way that it's taught anymore. And this is not to slam all you traditionalists, it's just that I've evolved from that point. So those of you who are traditional Christians and feel as though this was disrespectful, they're going to burn in hell and God going to come down and rain down the wrath and carry on, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to say, hold your judgment on that, because you don't know what the hell that was. You can sit up there and say that you disliked it, and maybe you thought it was distasteful. Distasteful, yes. But disrespectful, hold on. That's a whole, that there is a judgment call. And that ain't for you to say in that regard, because we don't know what that was and carrying on. And as far as sex is concerned, child, if they were doing it at home and you say, God, there's no way that God's eye is not. What's the difference between being at home and being in the church building and being in the sanctuary? God is everywhere, right? So let's remove ourselves from that and talk about how disrespectful that was. We could say it was distasteful, and they didn't have no business doing that because, hell, because of everybody else, that could be unsanitary. We can go there and say unsanitary. You coming all over the damn church pews and things, and you're leaving your body fluids everywhere. Who knows if they cleaned up right? You know what I'm saying? And now here's the thing. Now that we know that went on at that church, how many of y'all thinking when y'all go to church Sunday morning, honey, who does up here did one on these pews? Right there. Let me put that visual in your head right there real quick. Think of the mother's board, honey, right there on the first pew. All in their pretty white on Communion Sunday, honey. Who does up there and spewed and put all their little man juices and things on the pews? Oh, have mercy. Wait a minute. Let me take a pause right there. Just the visual of that, honey, I could just see y'all faces now, child. Going to church with your sanitation cloths, and y'all gonna come up in there with your Clorox wipes and wipe down everything before you sit down, children. Oh, have mercy, that just tickled me. Hold on, let me go to some of these comments. Let me get what y'all saying, child. Okay, let me get what y'all saying. I got to go all the way back up here because y'all came up in here like gangbusters, baby. Yes, you did. Let's see. I have, let's see. Isaiah has come up in here. Wanda, you say, oh, Lord, I ain't seen it. Christopher Smith is up in here. Calvin, Michael, Antonio, Keith Tasty is here. Wanda, you say the light is beaming off my head. I said that already. Okay, is it angelic? Christopher said that, Wanda, he telling you he got the video. I have it too. I just didn't send it to you because I was like, oh, child, there's selective folks that I send that kind of stuff to, because it's salacious and you talking about penises and carrying on, and I know who I can send that kind of stuff to and who I can, and I didn't want to offend, especially to my straight children, honey, because you talking about folks having, they engage in homosexual activity, and I didn't want to send that to you. Hey, Keith says hi. Mitchell is up in here. Keyshawn is up in here. Okay, wanted you to send it, honey. So send it. Okay, so send it to a child. Jeremy is up in here. Hey, baby, what's going on with you down there? Darrell is up in here. Eric is up in here. Anthony came. Terrence, you say what? I just saw that video tonight, shaking my head, laugh out loud. Jeremy says, speak on it. How? Okay, Wanda say he is angry. Terrence, you said there were two. Yeah, I commented on that. Kay Darnell is up in here. Good evening, young man. Good evening to you as well. Hello. Jeremy, you say he basically forced him to say yeah when he held the meat in front of him. Yes, he did. He withheld that dick, didn't he, honey? He was like, okay. That little tactic that we do, honey. Boyfriend was ready to slob. He withheld until he sat down there and said, You said, where's number one? Okay. All right. So, okay, didn't nobody say, okay, hold on, child. If y'all ain't sending all three of them to her, honey, I got all three. I'll get them to you in a minute. Keith, you say the top is a popular Twitter porn star who makes videos that never shows his face, though. Yeah, I know. Twan is up here. Hey, baby. Now, I want you to weigh in, Twan. Okay, I want you to weigh in. Wanda, you say, could it be bullying? Now, that's you know what? Loosely, you're right. Because, in his Well, let me not be so presumptuous and to say that I know what he was doing. But according to how he was interacting with the guy and how he was trying to make sure that the boy made, it came out of the boy's mouth that they was in this church. It could be, loosely that could be about that because, hell, he was withholding sex to get him to say it or whatever. He took his dick out the boy's mouth and was, trying to get him to do what, So, yeah, so that could be, I would give you that. Keith said there's 5 videos out there. 5? Oh, wait a minute, child, you kidding. Kay Donnell says, sounds like the top was really messy. Of course he was, child. Okay, Tamika came in. I had already said, I quoted your thing once before. Keith came and said the big boy is the pastor's son and a musician, so he has keys to the church. Ah, okay, now wait a minute, baby. You got some tea. Okay, hold up. Ooh, okay, is that what you said, Jeremy? Ooh, ooh, aha! And I went, ooh. Okay, and I went, ooh. All right, Yes. Okay, Terrence, you said, where's the church located? It wasn't in North Carolina, in Charlotte, North Carolina, was it? Jacoby is up in here. Donald is watching. Keith, you say it wasn't disrespectful to do. It was disrespectful to do it in the sanctuary. Okay, again, I'm going to challenge y'all on that, honey. I'm going to say, again, for you traditionalists who feel that way, I'm going to challenge y'all. Because to say disrespectful, that becomes a judgment call. And for those who are not traditionalists like you are and carrying on, that's a judgment call. We can say distasteful. We can even say that, it was lacking character. But to say disrespectful, that's being judgmental. But I can't take that from y'all because if you feel that way, okay, we'll go with it. Okay? Kay Darnell says, nothing new, it's believable. Okay? Wanda said that ain't nothing. This ain't nothing to do with the church. Okay. Jeremy said the T is it happened in Texas. Okay, Texas. Okay. Terrence said preach. Okay. Mickey done came up in here. Terrence said thanks, Jeremy, for Texas. Kay Danielle said yes. Okay. Keith is watching, and Mario is watching, and Kevin done came up in here. Hey, love, says Keith. Kay Donnell says, and though it's been happening forever, it doesn't make it right. Now, you know what? You're right. It doesn't make it right. However, we can't sit up there and act like this is new. See, the whole thing that we got is folks are acting as if this never went on and, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I have seen some comments up in here on those videos and in other different groups and stuff, and folks have actually lost their damn minds as if to say that it's going to rain down hellfire immediately because these children are carrying on in the church. But it doesn't happen, child. This has been going on forever. And here's the thing that I have a problem with as far as this thing with the church, because I was asked this question on what do we think, what does this say to the black church? And I said, child, it ain't saying nothing but that we just sexual beings. But here's what's finna to come out of this. Because now that this is circulated, there's a number of y'all who are church children and carrying on, a number of y'all who are pastors, a number of y'all who are deacons, a number of y'all who are choir members and carrying on. What's about to happen is, now that this has surfaced, we're about to get bombarded with a lot of those damn, this is Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and y'all gonna burn in hell, and Leviticus 18:20 says, and we're gonna get bombarded with all that bullshit all over again. And the thing of it is, for those of you who are traditionalists, and y'all gonna say, oh, that's the word of God and carrying on, I'm going to challenge you again. Because Jesus never said anything about gay, about homosexuality, about nothing during his years that he walked. Everything that came out in the scriptures about that kind of shit came from Paul's mouth. Had nothing to do with Jesus. So now, here we go with that. So we're going to get bombarded. The churches are going to be saturated with a lot of that hell and damnation and they're going to burn in hell and y'all need to come out y'all wicked ways and carrying on. But the thing of it is that y'all not going to talk about it from a fornication standpoint. You're going to talk about it from the gay standpoint. If you came at it from the fornication standpoint, that's going to cover everybody who sit up there sucking and fucking without being married. Okay, that's going to cover everything. But that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. Y'all going to sit down here and y'all going to make this a pure gay thing because it's the gay children that sit up there and put it on the video. But you ain't going to say nothing to that deacon who cheating on his wife, or the pastor who done knocked up the girl, or somebody else's wife, and the evidence of they got babies on the way. See, y'all ain't going to talk about that. And that's what's going to piss me off about all of this, because y'all finna make this into something that got no business being. Okay? Now, okay, I had read Tamika saying already. Lucius is up here. Hey, Lucius, how you doing? Wanda, you said people did this in basic training in the people did this in basic training in the damn dumpster. Now, see, you see what I'm saying, girl? Now, you talking military. You talking military talk, how they slid away and carried on, okay? Howard is up in here. Wanda, you said, Meach, you just spicy. I am, honey, I am. Christopher, replying to Wanda, said, just sent it to you on Facebook. Friend me. Okay, and Wanda said, okay. She says, thank you to him. Tamika said, Lord have mercy. Okay, I know what I gave you, honey, was a little bit much. I know, but I need you to think about that, because oftentimes, as the traditional children, y'all refuse to want to sit down there and open your minds to possibilities. You ain't got to agree with it. I'm not saying agree. I'm just saying sit down here and think of it from that particular perspective. You can still feel how you feel and believe your belief, but I need for y'all to come up out of that and open it up, because see, the possibilities are not that single-minded, single track. Okay. Sakina is watching. Wanda, you say I ain't going to church no more. Stupid. Christopher said, Wanda, did you see it yet? Okay. Hey, Earl Adams came up in here. LaToya Raw. Hey, Toya. Hey, sis. How you doing, big sis? I ain't seen you in a minute. Okay. Tamika, okay, you crying, girl. Okay. Wanda, you say stop. Okay. No, I can't stop, baby. Okay. Keondae done came up in here. Tracy done came up in here. Hey, baby, what's going on? Terrence, you say, well, if it's a sin, then we all sin, and judging is a sin, so we all are sinners. It was entertaining to watch, and most of everyone that watched it till the end, no matter how much you were shaking your head, no matter how much you were shaking your head, okay, you watched it till the end. How about that? Christopher, Wanda, he's asking you, did you see it yet? Wanda said, no, not yet. I didn't want to miss this. Okay. Tracy, you said, I haven't seen it either. Inbox it to me. Okay, for those, inbox it to Tracy, because I'm doing this. I can't get to y'all right now, because I have two of them with the two guys, and then I got the third one with the one guy in the other church exposing himself, on cameras. His is only 20 seconds long, but everybody's like, don't tell me this is gonna be a new trend, and everybody going to the churches and they're trying to do all this in the church and shit. And ain't no new trend, honey. It's just that it's being recorded now. That's all. The people been doing it. Dickie Dior, Dickie, what's up, Detroit? How you doing, baby? Thanks for coming up in here. Tommy is up in here. Hey, baby. Wanda said, I got him. Terrence said, somebody send them to me. Tamika said, thank you for being so mindful and not sending it. Yes, I had to be, because, see, for me, everybody is not welcome to all of that. And I think about my mother. When my mother and my father were together, my daddy was into porn, my mama was not. She couldn't stand that shit and carry it on. But you couldn't tell a grown man what to do and what not to do, especially if it was in his house. So she just made sure he put it up. But daddy didn't, because I got to it. And that made my mother upset. So, yeah. So because of that, I grew up with that idea. And then, too, because I am gay, not everybody want to see the kind of shit that I like to watch, huh? So I can't just send that to any and everybody without an upset. So I had to make sure we get permission first, and then we do all that. So that's why. Daniel is up in here. Tommy said, what video? Okay, Tommy, okay, we've been talking all this. I'm sure you know what we're talking about by now. Okay. Ruben came up in here. Wanda, you say if it's in enclosed. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. If it's in enclosed area, people gonna find a way to do it. You got that right. The church have gone. The church gonna have security cameras everywhere. They needed them anyway, because shit, the folks sitting up there stealing the money. How about that? The folks sitting there stealing the damn money and carrying on, so they need to have them up everywhere and things of that nature. So that ain't nothing child bad. Okay. Mickey said, don't throw stones at glass houses. Let the Lord judge them and be held accountable for it. All right then, okay. Cardell came up in here. Oh, I like that name, Cardell. Hi, Cardell. Okay. Wanda says, hell, I used to have a crush on the drummer back in the day. I'm going to hell, but I didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing, girl. Girl, you didn't do nothing. All right then. Travis is up in here. Lorenzo done came up in here. Tommy says, I had sex one night in an abandoned church. God only wrote one thing. 10 Commandments. Not there. God nor Jesus never said anything about gays. Must not been a big thing. Homosexuality is no more a sin as in heterosexuality. All right then. Speak your piece. Lorenzo, good morning, Meach. Good morning to you as well. Jack done came up in here. Lorenzo is laughing. Okay. So there we have it. I done read all the comments that I got for right now. So now let me get back into this. Okay. So here's the other thing, because I'm looking at it from the big boy's perspective. Okay. As far as him being, what? I don't want to say cajoled, because he consented to have oral sex with that boy. So it's not like he was forced into it or whatever. But I want to say, for me, looking at it, and this is just from the outside looking in, because you recorded that, and you know what that means. See, you young folks, y'all know what cameras do, and you know when it go out there, and there's no need for it to come back. So either you didn't want to stop him from recording it because you done got you a piece of trade, honey. I ain't had a piece of trade in a little piece a minute, and your self-esteem was shot. You felt like it may have been volatile if you had said no and carrying on. Or he was going to not let you do the do, and would have refused you. And oftentimes, when it comes to matters of the heart, okay, we get ourselves into positions where we end up doing shit because we think that, oh, they're not going to like us anymore, they're not going to love us anymore, they're not going to let me do this, or this could be a bad experience. And right now, you got a piece of trade and whipped his dick out and told you could suck his dick. And you're going to do it right here and carrying on, and you agreed to it. See, that's where we are. So I'm looking at it from his particular perspective. Now let's do the other side of this coin. The other side of this coin is, honey, what is it that old boy had to sit up there to prove? Because old boy sit up there and want to make sure that he got that boy's face in the first video. He wanted to make sure he got that boy's face. Okay, now he didn't show his. He showed the other boy's face, okay, or at least try to get the camera. The boy tried to keep his head down, but he wanted to make sure he got that boy's face some way, somehow, okay? So it's very interesting that you want to make sure of that, because everything about particularly the first one, the second one was more so, the second one was them, this time they're in the pulpit. They're behind the podium and stuff. They in the pulpit. And there was, he got the boy's face and carried on and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And they just go into town as if, this is something that they regularly do. That this is something that happens on a regular. So it lets me to believe that this is something that they always do. And then in the second video, the boy said, damn, we up here in the pulpit, and carrying on to make it a point to so that you recognize. It's kind of like he wanted a standing ovation, honey. He's going to make sure you know that we're in the pulpit and carrying on. So what point is it that he had to prove? You know what I'm saying? What was it that he wanted to do? So I'm going back to you, Wanda, when you say, could this be bullying? Okay. So that's what this is. So I'm like, okay, why is it that you felt as though you had to not only tape it, but then somehow you released it, you put it up somewhere. So wherever he first put that, it done went, somebody copied it and clicked it and saved it and then put it everywhere else. So what made you decide to release that so that or got that out there that the children do this and do that? Now, for those of you who don't know, that right after this video hit, then came out the picture of who they are. Because I got the picture, the two boys side by side. Oh, excuse me. Why in the hell do I got this gas on me? That's not cute. That the two boys are side by side and say we done found who these folks are. Okay. So I was like, damn. So now they really got them on blast. And like I said earlier, there's something going around. I have not read it yet, but they're saying that the bottom or the boy doing the sucking and carrying on They saying that his parents done saw this and done found out, and his parents are mad at him and shit. And now the boy's embarrassed. He on suicide watch because now, you know, this done took effect and things of that nature. And then they saying that the top, you know, he was sitting up there. He did that on purpose because he wanted to get, it was a revenge tactic to get back at the pastor because the pastor didn't pay him for the gig, okay, for playing the drums or whatever. So I don't know how true that is. That was the headline that I saw, and I haven't read the whole thing yet. So if anybody's familiar with that, y'all put it down here and let me know what's up. Okay, we got more comments that came in. Let me go back to the comments. Cardell, that is such a hot name. I love that name. You say, where you go to see this video, and plus your biggest hoes and freaks are in the church. Well, child, they sent it out everywhere. If you don't have it, if you're not a friend of mine already, friend me, and I'll make sure I send it to you in Messenger because I have them. Okay. Lorenzo, you say, well, now I've dated 2 pastors, but never in the house of the Lord. Now that was very disrespectful. Okay, now here we go. Again, I'm going to go back to this disrespectful thing. A lot of you guys are traditional children. All right. Excuse me. Y'all know I'm the runny nose boy, honey. So a lot of y'all are traditional children, and y'all believe, you know, the house of the Lord is the house of the Lord and carrying on, and all of that. And I don't want to sit down there and criticize you for your beliefs. I'm just going to say, let's remove the word disrespectful because that becomes judgmental. Let's say it may have been distasteful, it may have not been to your liking, but in their eyes, they felt that they were getting away with something. And I'm going to say this again, if we feel as though we put the Lord in front of everything and God does this and God does that, and what's the difference of doing it in the church house than doing it at home if God sees everything? Okay? So yeah, there you have it. Tracy, you say, that's why I walked away too. Too much hypocrisy. Okay? Jeffrey Bright has come up in here. Hey, Jeff, what's going on? Lorenzo say whoever taped it was shady as hell. That was the boy. The boy taped it, honey, the top, the one getting his dick sucked. He taped it. Okay? I think the receiver is a game banger. All them tattoos, no pun intended. I'm gonna say yes, it was, girl. Pun intended, honey. It could be, but you know, we're in this day and age of the tattoos, child. I'm not a fan of tattoos and carrying on. I've seen some beautiful artwork though, but I just won't. I won't do it because no. I think about it. I think I've said this before. I remember when I was 10 years old, and there was a white guy who was like 55, and he had a tattoo right here on his forearm of a naked, well, she wasn't naked, she had on a bikini. But because he was so wrinkled and carrying on at 55, the damn color was all bleeding and shit, the tattoo was all nasty looking and things, because he said he got it when he was 17 in the Army. And I said, you got that at 17 and it looked like that at 55? No. Okay. And that has stuck in my head ever since I was 10 years old. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But I have seen some hateful, with some hateful stuff, and I see some beautiful artwork, but I just can't do it to me. And a lot of folks now, they got obsessed with it. So, child, they all tatted up, just their whole body and shit. And I just have to deal with it because, you know, I like a big dude, but now everybody trying to get all tatted up and stuff, and to me it just destroys the body. I just want to see your body. I don't want to see all them goddamn tattoos. But it is what it is, child. So if I come across somebody like that, I have to swallow my pride or whatever. But like, okay, baby, let me see what I can do to make it enjoyable for me, because shit, yeah. Okay. What we got here? Hey, Anthony came up in here. Okay, Tommy, what is this? You put up a YouTube link up in here. What is that for, or what is that to? Wanda, you say this is going to be porn.com as fantasy video. Oh, beyond porn.com as a fantasy video. Tracy, you said, I need to see this video only because I know you wouldn't discuss it if it wasn't worthy of discussion. I'm going to send it to you, baby. And you're right, because, see, what has happened is that this has taken over the internet by storm. And a lot of church children are up in arms about it and carrying on. A lot of folks are saying, oh, this is so disrespectful. How could you do this in the house of God and carry it on? And because it is two men doing this, I'm going to look at it from the other way around. Because what if this was a girl and a guy who did it? Now, it probably will have some impact, but not the same. Because as long as it's a male and female having a sex child, the church is going to be okay. They may say you just being nasty and being a hoe, you know, or, and they're going to say it like that. They're not going to even put, oh, you fornicating. They ain't going to even go there. They're just going to say you just being a hoe, being a little hot little thing, you know, being fast. But because it's two guys, see, now we got to put the gay thing on it, and all this, that, and the third. And like I said, I know come Sunday morning, okay, come Sunday, it's going to be, I know churches around the country going to talk about it, and then y'all going to get bombarded with all of the Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, or Eve and Yvette, burning hell, and Leviticus 18 and 20 sermons, you know, and everybody going to put their little spin on it and carry it on. And for those who know a little bit of the story, for those who know the pastor and things, and those who know that this is his son and blah, exactly, they're going to have their own little thing on it. Now, I'm going to go here, because when T.D. Jakes' son got caught in the park sucking dick, child, that shit hits, but it was cleared up immediately, wasn't it? Okay? You ain't heard about that no more, have you? About T.D. Jakes' boy getting caught in the park out there in Texas at the cruise bar. He cruising somebody, honey, and he ended up cruising a damn undercover cop, but he out there sucking dick. But ain't nobody that hit, but then it got real quiet. Why? Because that was T.D. Jakes. So now here we have some of the other pastors, honey, who may not be as large or big or powerful. And now, because of that, it's going to go to, you know, fire and brimstone, and man should not lie with mankind as with women and all that old bullshit. Okay? So yeah. Cardell, you say what? And why they didn't go to a motel or someone, that's why you have to be mindful who you mess with. That's why it's best to stay off social media. Yeah, you're right. Because they could have easily gone to a motel or whatever, but this is why I'm saying, why did the top or the guy being service or getting his dick sucked, what was that for him to want to make sure that he made the audience know that they were inside that church? And the first video when he said up there saying, damn, we in your daddy's church. We in your daddy's church. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? You know, and you know, egging him on and carrying on. And so the boy got the giggling and shit, and then he finally made him say yes to it. So it's very interesting. Okay. Ed, you put up here a link to Obnoxious Television. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, that's the link. Okay. Okay. That's the actual. Okay. So he's talking about it over there, which I knew he would. Okay. Okay. Somewhere type. Okay. It was a typo. Okay. Tommy, you say, well, for the Bible tells me so, great YouTube videos on gays and religion. Oh, okay, is that what it is? Okay, that's the link that he sent. Okay. Wanda said, me neither. Michael Todd came up in here. Wanda said, no tattoos. Dewan says, so true. Marlon is up in here. Hey, Marlon, what's up with you, baby? Wanda says, well, listen, the bottom do learn from someone in the church. Not necessarily. Not necessarily from in the church, Charlie. He just knew that. See, here, listen. Here's the thing, and we all know this from human nature. We know when we think we can get away with something, we're going to do it, okay? You know when you're sneaking in the cookie jar to get that cookie, to get the candy, to get the whatever. If you think you could do it to get away with it, you're going to do it, okay? Here we have these children, honey. Now, ain't no telling how long this boy has been out, how long he's been sexually active or whatever. But apparently they've done this before because they were too comfortable. Okay, they were too comfortable. And they did it. Okay? So they thought they could get away with it, and now it's just that it's being recorded. And I think that's the problem, that's the big thing here. This stuff is recorded. We're now in a day and age where social media is everything. And now a lot of folks do not think before they hit send. You know what I'm saying? We can sit down there and we record a lot of shit, honey, but when you hit that send button, it is going out there into the ethers, and you have no control over it. Okay, so if you're going to send it out there, you got to know damn well that you are ready for whatever repercussions are going to come from it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they thought about that. Or maybe he thought that the boy wasn't going to post it nowhere. See, perhaps he may have thought that this was a trust thing. You know, it's just going to happen, and, you know, and he using his phone or whatever, blah, 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 and just thought it was going to be that way, because apparently they've done this before. Okay, that, Braylon is up in here. Tanya's up in here. Hey, Tanya. Tanya said, please inbox it to me. I'm Mr. H.O. Okay, I'm Mr. Ho. Yeah, shut up, child. Tracy, get ready for the backlash. Exactly. Ed said, folks been sucking in the church ever since the building was erected. How about that? That's what we exactly. Wanda said, I don't think the top dude is totally gay. Well, no, here's the thing. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, now let me give you this. Let me give you this. Not a such thing as being totally gay or whatever. He's just a top. Okay? And a top dude, or in this particular case, he just wanted to make sure that he was being serviced. Okay? He found what appears to be a very feminine boy, and so we have that dynamic. Now, apparently somebody said that he does his own porn and does this quite often on Twitter. So he does his own homemade porn and shit. And this is his little shtick. He never shows his face. He's always just, you know, recording himself. So no, it's not so much as that. It's just that he's probably not showing that he's a flamboyant person, or not showing any kind of queen in him, you know. He's just very butch and very masculine. And that's a part of our community that gets underserviced, because a lot of people don't realize that that kind of quote-unquote normalcy exists, because everybody's so busy wanting to see the queen and the flamboyancy, so they can point and say, oh, that's gay. So here, no, I know this boy, honey, he know what he doing, because he liked that dick too much, and how he was playing with that boy. He flat out gay, honey. Ain't no bye to him, ain't no try to it. That boy gay. Okay. Mickey said, no one sin is greater than the other. Just right about that. Wanda said, Texas just got a lot of cruise spots too. Yes, it does, from what I'm understanding. I've only been to Dallas once. So, but I've heard about Miss Texas, honey. Ed says, the best head I ever received was in the fellowship hall. See, ha ha ha. Okay, there we go. Wanda said, and why didn't he use protection? Honey, most folks don't use protection for oral sex. Okay, most folks don't. I know they have the taste of latex, honey, does not do me well, and I think I'm allergic to latex in that regard, because no, it don't do right. Okay, polyurethane, honey, the polyurethane condoms that carrying on taste like plastic. So no, a lot of folks don't. No protection is disrespectful. Okay, I can't fuck with that argument. But yeah, okay. Marlon said, hey, big bro, this is sad. Bad choice of location. So what do you do? But you just had, so what do you do? But you just had to do it at your home. Okay. Bad choice of location, but again, the bottom line of it is, if there's any truth to this boy wanting to get revenge on the pastor for not getting paid, honey, this here is going to explain why it was taped and released. Because like I said, child, they've been doing it before. They're too comfortable. So this has been done before. Okay, knowing that they weren't going to get caught, because they're probably the only ones with the keys and carrying on. So this has been done before. Is that now it's just on tape. It's been recorded. It's kind of like how we're saying with police officers now. You know, police officers beating folks up and carrying on all the time, but now that we got cameras and we're seeing what's going on, now it's that everybody thinks it's a big problem. No, it's not a big problem. It's been going on. It's that now you see it and you see it more and more. So you see how often it's been going on. You see. Okay, Lorenzo said, take no pain that good to make me want it in the church. Wait a minute, I'm gonna do that one more time. She said, take no pain that good to make me want to do it in the church. Well, okay. Marlon, you say what? No, do what you do. I meant, but not at a public place. Let me reread that. Do what you do. I meant, but not at a public place. Well, okay. But again, here we go. Now, this is where this gets a little bit that way. Because, again, going back to the argument of the titillation of it. You know, I'm doing something I shouldn't. Okay, the whole risk of getting caught and things of that nature. That there was probably what fed to the fantasy of all of that. You know, what fed into the hypeness of getting hot and bothered and carrying on. Now, it's very interesting that neither one of those videos I have gone to completion. The boy don't nut or nothing. Neither one of the videos have gone to completion. But it's very interesting that, you know, the whole idea of this being somewhat titillating because they're there in the thing, that's what added to the fantasy and the whole act itself. So, and then, you know, you have a lot of voyeurs and exhibitionists, honey, who are into public places like that. I'm one of them. I wouldn't do it in the church, though, because I don't go to church anymore. But for me, there's nothing sexy about it. So that's never been my fantasy. There ain't nothing sexy about that. So it wouldn't have done me. So there is that. William is in the building. Cardell, you say what? Well, how did they get inside the church in the first place? And plus, your sex life or sexual orientation is everybody's and the world's business. Well, somebody had the keys. Now, one of the guys is the son to the pastor. So I'm sure they were there, and he got the keys to the church to go down there and carry on. Okay. Wanda, you say, well, not the cookie jar. Ed said, yep. Tracy said, too comfortable. Ed said, exhibitionists, they knew what they were doing. My point exactly. Okay. Lorenzo, you say, this guy once you hit sin, is out there forever. Yeah, exactly. Otis Mack. Okay, hello there, darling. Hello, Otis Mack. Okay, Chicago's heavy diva. Did you do your today's spiritual vitamin, darling? I love you, Otis. Thanks for coming in, sweetie. I love you some Otis Mack children. Okay, and Otis, you say, I need the name of the church. So do I, honey. But the children are saying this in Texas somewhere. So I've got to find out what it is. No offense intended, just wanted to know the correct terms. Oh, I know, baby. That's why I broke it down. I know you, girl. Marlon, you say, some have speculated that the receiver was proud of his sex organ and that he manipulated the young man into doing it. Also, some have alleged that the giver was a special needs person that was coerced into doing the act. Who knows? Now, you know what? Now, here, let me go here. Because I wanted to touch on that for a second because somebody else has said that too. I've read that what, you know, well, was he slow or something like that? Because, he was just giggling. And I said, child, he was giggling because he's being recorded. Okay? But at the same time, I'm going to go here and I'm going to say this because that's an easy to go to answer and things of that nature. And most people with special needs and carrying on are not sexual creatures, not like that. And those who are, their quote unquote special needs there's a limitation to it. Like some people with Down syndrome and carrying on, they're very functional, they're very sexual people. They know what they want. They know what they like and carry on. They know what they're going to do. All right? And maybe he has Asperger's or something. And folks are very functional. You know, they just maybe not have social skills or whatever. So, they may have a point, but it's only to a point that I will accept that as a definition, or accept that as an answer until proven otherwise. Because I thought it too, but then I said no, because they know what the hell they're doing. They've been doing it. But now the other part of this about the top child being proud of his anatomy. Well, yeah, it's a cute little piece on him, honey. He got a cute piece, and it ain't the biggest I've seen, but it's cute, you know. Yeah. Okay. Lorenzo, you said, so the receiver is a camera freak. Exactly. Ed said, why is everybody so disturbed? That's my point. Because the folks that sat down here and acted as if, you know, World War III had started in the church house, off of somebody sucking a dick. Okay, in the sanctuary. Tracy said, exactly, Meach. Dewan has come up in here. Mickey said maybe the receiver ranted to get his Dr. Gack needs met. You stupid. That's funny. Not Dr. Gack. Okay. Star has come up in here. Okay. Right. Lorenzo said, Otis Mac, this, honey. Yes. Replying to that. I need to know the name of the church. Okay. Tom, you say what? What's it? TD, a documentary case of oral transmission of HIV. What, you never heard of a documented case of oral transmission of HIV? There are, but one of the things about HIV and oral sex is that oral sex is the most minimalized way of contracting it. Okay, it has the least amount of risk, but it's not to say that it's 100% risk proof, because a lot of people, you know, they may have dental problems, they may have bleeding gums and carrying on, and HIV gets in through the bloodstream. So if you got bleeding gums or whatever, or canker sores or sores in your mouth and things, and you're going down to somebody who happens to be positive, and they ejaculate in your mouth or whatever, and it gets into your bloodstream, then you can become HIV positive. It's very small, though, because HIV, the virus itself, does not live in air. It is not airborne. Air can kill HIV. So that's why it is only transmitted through fluids. Okay? So most of the time when people are orally copulating, you know, they open their mouth and carrying on to keep oxygen flowing or whatever. So, but it can happen, but the risk is very, very minimal. Okay? Which, going back to why no protection, that's why. A lot of people don't like to taste the condoms and carry on, and so they figure as though, since I don't have any canker sores or mouth sores and my gums don't bleed, or one of the things they tell you is that when you're preparing for sex, if you're going to shave and, you know, get yourself trimmed up, they say shave 2 hours before your activity. They say don't brush your teeth at all before you have sex, because when you brush your teeth, you scratch your gums and you open up the gum line or whatever to all of that. And so, and I went a step further, because see, I use mouthwash and carrying on, but I don't use alcohol mouthwash, because the alcohol burns, and if it burns, that makes the gum sensitive. So I use alcohol-free mouthwash, and I do that a half hour before I'm going to engage in sexual activity. So that way it has time to settle on this dynamic. That's just a little FYI for you. Okay. Tracy, you say it's not new, it's just being recorded now. Exactly. Christopher, you say, I would be scared the Lord gonna knock me the fuck down. Okay. But see, but again, you're coming from a place of traditional thinking and traditional, that's what all of us who have grown up in the church, okay, come from that particular background. We really believe that, oh my God, this is God's house, and you know, everything that goes on in here got to be pure and sanctified, and this, that, and the other. You got to, you know, you have to walk, you know, sanctimoniously and carry on. You have to walk in holiness and things. And so oftentimes, a lot of folks feel that way. That's how come a lot of folks are saying, you know, it was disrespectful to be there in the church house and carrying on. So yeah. Okay, type error, okay. Ed says, thus this has been going on forever in the church, in the fellowship hall, in the pastor's study, church restrooms. The only difference is technology. Exactly. Tommy says, I live in Galveston, Texas. Okay, Cardell said, well, if the church is going to talk about this community, and there you have it. Okay. What'd you say? This is the part. Okay. All right. What we got here? Ed said he was giggling because the dick was good to him. Okay, you stupid. Haji done came in. Philip is up in here. Star, you say what? They did what they did because they wanted to do it, honey. It seems it is deemed inappropriate because of the location. I don't agree with the location either, but I'm not outraged. And there we have it. Exactly. I'm not outraged about it either, but I will take the position of, because it was done in the church and carrying on, and because it done went viral and things of that nature, this is going to open up a whole bunch of bullshit as far as the damnation, hell, and Leviticus and Sodom and Gomorrah speeches and all that kind of bullshit and carrying on. This is we finna go right back there. Yeah. Okay. Hey, says Star. Terrell that came up in here. Wanda, you say, I'm not so easily shocked. I've seen some things. The military is a great place to see some stuff and things. Okay. My concern would be from herpes. Well, yes, honey. Yes, because herpes is not curable. And I was told by my doctor that 50% of black folks have been exposed to herpes and don't know it, because a lot of folks don't test for it. So you may have been exposed to it. That doesn't mean, now he says that if you've been exposed to it, that means you come in contact with it. Not necessarily that you have it, but you've been exposed to it. So I'm like, okay. So that's interesting. But he said half of the black children here in America got it, or been exposed, not got it, has been exposed to herpes. Okay. Ed, you say PrEP. Now the jury, for me, the jury is out on that PrEP shit. I know a lot of y'all swear by it and carrying on, and good for you, and I'm glad that it's working for you. I have a different perspective on it, because for me, it is too good to be true in my eyes right now, because the way how they pushing it on folks. They pushing that shit on folks like it's cough medicine. And because of that, I'm having an issue with it, because nobody is saying how you paying for it. Nobody is saying what's going to happen if you are, if it doesn't work. Because see, here's the thing: Truvada is the PrEP. It's PrEP, and Truvada is already an HIV med. Well, if you are involved with someone who has contracted a strand that is Truvada sensitive, or that's not the word I want to say. Resistant. If it's resistant to Truvada, then PrEP ain't gonna work. Okay, so, and then here's the other thing with it. Everybody now have gotten on this bandwagon of, okay, I'm on PrEP, and with those who are HIV positive, and they're undetectable, well, at this particular point, they have realized and discovered that HIV cannot be passed on if they're in undetectable status. But here's the problem. You have to be undetectable and on your medical regimen. You can't take no holidays and carry it on. And with PrEP, you have to be on PrEP and using safer sex practices in order not to contract HIV. But what is happening is everybody get on PrEP and say, I'm on PrEP, and now we are in this whole frenzy of raw sex and raw fucking, and everybody wants you to come in there, they want you to shoot up in their ass and carrying on, and they have gotten reckless again. No one has sit and taken time to sit down there and evaluate what's going on. And here's the thing. This is on a regular basis. This is not when you have someone who is consenting and say, okay, I say this is what I'm going to do with you, and we have an agreement. This is somebody who is sexually active, and this is their sex practices, period. They do this with everybody they come in contact with, and this, that, and the other. And it becomes now we are at a place of everybody has no no vantage point, or they don't have the experience that we did when this shit first hit and everybody was dropping like flies. Because now these kids, now all they know is, oh, I'll take my medicine and I'll be okay. They don't know what it was when the kids was, when the medicine wasn't working. And we saw you today and then 2 days later you was dead. They don't know that. That's what comes. If you're not watching Pose, I'm telling you, this second season of Pose, if y'all ain't watched it, I need y'all to go watch the very first episode of season 2. Because that shit was real. I remember it just as clear as day when they sat there lining up all those caskets like that. Just dead, just bodies upon bodies of unclaimed, unknown people because they were HIV. Crazy. Okay? Philip, you say what? What, y'all children don't sleep? You so stupid. I'm at work. You know, this is the Donut Factory Chronicles and Commentary, honey. So, yes. Terrell, you said, I had my entire prom paid for by the pastor's office, and my dad is a bishop. How about that? Okay. Christopher. Okay, you said you're on vacation from your job. Okay, that's cute. Hey there, says Philip. Tracy said, I would think that karma would come back to me. Not doing that in God's house. No, sir. Okay. Okay. Terrell said the hard. Tommy says, please send me all. Please send these all to me, please. Okay. Ed, you say the homosexual have been nailed to the cross and the greatest as the greatest sin ever. Good for them. Give a demonstration. Church folks been lusting after this act forever. Now you know what? Now that is very provocative and profound that you said that. That is so provocative and so profound. The church folk have been lusting after this act forever. Damn, I like how you put that. I so like how you put that. Oh, damn it. I so like how you put that. Oh, okay. Let me go to the next. Yes, baby. I love how you put that. Oh, Christopher say, well, the church might turn the pastor off. Well, I know it may not be the pastor. It may not be the pastor, honey, because shit, he's the pastor. They probably gonna want him to condemn his son and all of that. So yeah. Juana, you said I worked in the STD clinic and I've seen a case of soldiers having a sore in his mouth, and we ended up having 13 people infected. We used to test and counsel the soldiers and report to the CDC. Yeah, you had to. Thank you, Philip, for the word resistant. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Let's see. We have folks that came back in. Star says, I agree that this is a step backwards for blacks and the gay community. Bible thumpers are going to run wild with this, but it only gives them ammunition against our fight for equality and adds to stigmas. Do you know what, Star? You said that so fucking beautifully, because that there is why I wanted to bring this up, because, you know, what does that say for us? You know, especially for all those who are struggling. And, you know, now, you know, here's another thing, because, you know, we done had this thing, I'm delivered, okay? Miss Andrew Caldwell and her shenanigans. And yes, I'm going to call it like that. I'm going to say her shenanigans. And for those of you who want to sit down there and say, oh, well, you know, you can't say that the Lord didn't deliver her and carrying on. That girl didn't deliver herself. Okay? She sat up there and let them church children talk her into something, and now she's trying to walk a walk that she can't half walk, because what is happening is, what folks don't understand, attraction is attraction. You can't help who you're attracted to. You don't know why you're attracted to them. You just know something is there. Now, most folks, when they are attracted to something they don't want to be attracted, they won't tell it. If it's a taboo, they're not going to say that out loud. You know? So for those people who claim to have been delivered from gayness and carrying on, I don't know what you're lusting after. I don't know what it is that turns you on and carrying on in the quiet and the secretness of your heart. So see, you could be sitting down there and fantasizing about whatever when you jacking or fucking your wife or carrying on, because it ain't her you fucking, it's who you done had in your head. So nobody knows that but you and God. So that's what you have to come clean about. Okay? It says, I was talking about prep, the mayor, but prep, this was prepared and discussed. Okay. Haji, okay, what you say? This stuff logically ain't safe. Truvada is already in class action suit with Morgan and Morgan. Yeah, that's true because of the liver damage and carrying on that it's been doing to folks. Ava Chair, Ava, hey Ava, thanks for coming in, sister. Star said, yes, pose is real, honey. Tell it. Yes, yes it is. Eric done came up in here. Tracy, you said pose is the truth. I remember it back in the day. Ha. Okay. How you said pose today was the shit with the Dorian Corey story. Oh, that's what they did today. I haven't seen it yet, so I got to I got a tape. So when I get home, I'm gonna watch it. Tommy says Sodom was about gang rape, not consenting adults. I'm 30 years past. Undetectable equals undetectable. I still use condoms. Other STDs are on the risk because PrEP and undetectable is being misused by so many. I love pose. Okay. Terrell say they church people have been fucking for years, just never recorded and released. Okay, there we go. And Wanda, you say, if you think about the history of the church and the Bible, sex was always the greatest scandal. It seems like the Catholic Church has the corner market, hands down. Ha! Most religious cults have sexual relations sexually related duties involved. And there you have it. There you have it. Ha ha ha. Listen, I learned this from my pastor because the research has suggested that at one particular point that there was a such thing called the temple prostitutes, and the whole idea of two men not having sex and two girls not having sex was derived from them they weren't supposed to have sex in the sanctuary because the sanctuary was considered to be holy, and that couples who could not have children were to go to the sanctuary and they would have sex with these temple prostitutes because that was supposed to be the sexual ritual to God, so that they can have fertility rights and carrying on. Now, I was taught that. I can't give you the sourcing on where to find that, but look it up, honey. Y'all can Google that and things and see what that is, because that's what my pastor gave me, that Darren McCarroll Jones, honey, from Unity Fellowship Church Movement, Detroit. That was in our Bible class that carried on. So that there, I've held on to that. And so this whole thing that's going on with these kids, honey, number one, let's start there, they're kids. Okay. And I'm saddened that they're saying that the boy is on suicide watch, because if there's any truth to that, then we need to look at that for what it is, because then it goes to show that, see, outside of being hot and horny and bothered and carried on, that he made a decision that he wasn't prepared for. He sat up there and conducted himself in a way that he was not ready for the backlash or the repercussions. Okay? And the other dude, if there's any truth that he did that to get back at the pastor for not paying him, that there was some fucked up shit. Point blank. See, that there is some messy, fucked up, sissy shit. Okay? That actually should warrant an ass whooping. Okay? So, that there is that. That there is that. So, I'm going to leave it here for now. I was going to go into talking about when they see us, but if I get into that, that's going to be very emotional, and I don't want to combine these two things, although I can loosely, but I don't want to combine these two. So I'm going to end it here and let y'all ponder on that. Y'all share this with folks, and let's get this conversation going. For those of you who want to see these videos or whatever, you have an inbox me now. and I'll make sure that you get them. Okay. One of you say, well, I hope that it's not true. I still believe it was a bully tactic. And you know what? I'm going to give you that, child. I'm going to give you that. Because loosely, yeah, for him to do that. Because if there's any truth to him wanting as a revenge tactic to get back at the boy's daddy, then hell yeah, I'm going to buy that. I'm gonna put that all up under that bully tactic. I would do that, yeah. Star, you say what? Preach about Sodom. It is about rape, and what blows me away is they completely skip over the man of the house offering up his virgin wives, daughters, to a gang rape for a traveling man. Child, wait a minute. It says, see, child, they just don't see that part. Exactly. When you say, oh my God, you need to do this all by yourself. You need to do that all, yeah, do that all, yeah. When they see us, yeah, that's gonna be my next one, child. I have to do that. That's gonna be a show on its own. Okay. Philip, you say, well, are they kids? Kids don't know the consequences of their actions until it's too late. I'm saying kids because I think they're young. And so I'm sure they're in their 20s, honey. So yes, look, the boy ended up recording it, child. He recorded it to put it on social media. Now we all know social media, and when you do those impulsive things like that, child, a lot of folks are looking at the instant gratification of the now. They're not looking at what's going to happen down the line. See, that's what comes when you do shit and you hit send. You got to be ready for the backlash, good, bad, or indifferent. You see. So yeah, want to say love and blessings. Terrell put up the 5 sign and carried on. So that there is that. So listen, sweeties, I'm going to end this right now. And let you guys get back to whatever you're doing, because it's 2:15 Eastern Standard Time right now. At the time of this recording, if you're looking at this on YouTube or Instagram or wherever else, honey, you're looking at this in the archives now. But because I'm going to post this up on YouTube and things. But in the meantime and in between time, child, let's get this discussion popping. And yeah, I love that. Okay, you say these church people have been fucking, just not recorded. I've been saying that. That there is just the tea, honey. They've been doing this all the time in the church house. Okay, in the sanctuary, in the pastor's office, in the fellowship hall, in the choir loft, in the baptismal pool, in the kitchen, in the basement, in the bathrooms, in the choir rehearsal spots, in the bookstore, in the whatever. They've been doing it, okay? They've been doing it. Okay? Wait a minute, Tommy, you said, well, 80% of the black babies were born to single women. Adultery as in fornication. Cherry picking out of the Bible. They need to get off the gays and work on straight folks. The Bible must be read intelligently. Its historical customs and cultural context. Nothing wrong with the 5th grade understanding of the Bible, as long as you're in the 5th grade. Okay. Can't fuck with that one, honey. So there be that. So children, I'm going to let y'all go ahead on, honey. If you love me, tell a friend, baby. If you hate me, honey, tell an enemy. But either way you do it, honey, one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, baby, everything that I am doing will move forward, baby. This is another edition of the Donut Factory Chronicles and Commentaries, honey. I am Big Meach, and I'm going to bid you adieu, honey. Tomorrow, for Wednesday, the radio show. We're not doing the radio show tomorrow because I have other obligations, but Wednesday, July 3rd, we're going into our 10th season of Dishing Tea with Big Meach. Will be 10 years old as of July 1st. Yes, 10 years old. I'm gagging. And the first Wednesday of July, Wednesday, July 3rd, we're going to bring back Mufasa Ali, who is the creator and founder of Onyx, the leather club, the Black Men's Leather Club. For those who are into the leather and the BDSM culture, we're going to bring him back, and we're going to do a part 2 of our discussion. And the part 2 is going to be about relationships, being in relationships in the BDSM community. So we call it collars and chains Boys and sons, honey. So yes, we're going to talk about that. So that's July 3rd. So save the date. 2019, of course. So that there is that. We got a few folks coming up in here, Calvin and Cedric and Morris. Hey Morris, how you doing? Okay. Tommy said, love you, we'll inbox you and carrying on. So yes, okay. So if y'all want those videos, honey, I love y'all. I love you right back, baby. So yeah, inbox me and we'll make sure we get all that to y'all, okay? So until the next time, my darlings. Woo-hoo.